Over 100,000 people from Burundi have fled their country. Many are now here on the shores of Lake Tanganyika in northern Tanzania. The Sûreté de Québec confirmed this afternoon that they found 2 more victims in the red zone just behind me. That brings the death toll here in Lac Mégantic to 37. Now, the SQ's Michel Forger says they will do everything they can to try and find what they believe to be about 13 more people, but they are dealing with very difficult conditions.
Witnesses saw the train barreling in at what they said looked like full speed.
I've seen all of the images on TV, the aerial shots of the site, but being so close to the accident, it is hard to describe. They're just these mountains of train cars piled up one after the other. We're talking about incredibly heavy metal machinery that's just been twisted and contorted into the most unimaginable shapes. They almost look like inflatable toys, the way they're just lying on top of each other there. This is a community of just 1,400 people. Almost everybody here has been affected in some way by the fire that destroyed much of the Résidence du Havre and took the lives of 32 people. His campaign never really got out of the gate. It was plagued from the very beginning by the robocall scandals, and it went more or less downhill from there. This is a house divided. Marie McGeegot and 4-year-old Lucy sit glued to the TV. It looks like a scene being played out in thousands of homes across Montreal, but it's not. On the other side of the sofa, the enemy sits. For so many Canadian kids, this is where the dream begins. On a street, with a ball, a few sticks, and your best friends. Carl Cernovich is the ER doctor on duty tonight. It's his job to make sure every patient who comes in is properly taken care of. And even on a quiet night, there's a lot to do.
When 50 things are going on at once and we have to try to keep track of it, traumas are rolling in, you never know what's coming in next.
The CBC's Willy Lowry is there with our story.
They've come in the tens of thousands, bringing as much as they could carry to this remote fishing village on Lake Tanganyika. But the sliver of sand can barely contain them. They have no shelter, little food, and no clean drinking water. For these Burundians, each boat ride brings hope of a better future. And while it's not as good as being in Burundi, the promise of a safe haven in Tanzania is cause for celebration. Willy Lowry, CBC News, Kigoma, Tanzania.